You're special and you matter. You're not alone. And I just invite you to carry yourself gently into the new year and give yourself grace because you're the only you that will ever be. And you're special. And you should know that. And if you don't believe it, start believing it now. Look at me in my eyes. You're special and you matter. Your emotions and your feelings matter. Don't discount them for other people. Keep your oxygen mask on. Carry yourself into the holidays and the new year with love. Give yourself grace and be gentle. Be gentle to yourself. You're learning, you're growing, you're doing the damn thing. And we're proud of you.
We are so proud of you, and you don't need our permission, but if you need it, here it is.
Welcome to I Am Her, where spiritual meets spicy, F-bombs meet forgiveness, and shadow work occasionally throws glitter.
Welcome, everyone, to I Am Her. If you haven't guessed by now, it is our Christmas episode. And also, it is episode number 15. 1-5. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Boop, boop.
Yay. Okay, well,
Yay.
I'm so glad you're here to celebrate this holiday with us. And for those of you on YouTube, I just have to show off my creation. Now, I just want to tell you guys that this is an award-winning sweater. I won first place at my workplace last year, and I even got a medal. Yep, I got my stockings hanging off my arms. I've got the cow. I've got a little Santa Claus here, and the lights are even on. And I've got the Santa feet coming down the chimney.
It's a doozy.
It is a doozy.
And I have my Santa dress. So
it's cute. And you got a blanket on your lap so you can keep warm.
I do.
So that's good because you're always cold.
Well, I'm in a hotel room and it is pretty cold in here. I keep it a little bit colder because I always feel pretty claustrophobic. I wonder if these open. They don't. So, yeah, most of the time the windows don't open and I get, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So,
that's fair. Okay, well, anywho, I am Emmy.
And I'm Thylene.
And we're so glad you're here. I know I said it already, but we're like double, triple, quadruple glad you're here. Especially for this wonderful Christmas episode.
Yes.
So you're in a hotel.
I'm in a hotel.
Doing?
The dream, it's not a dream, it's the day job. It's the for now. Just trying to work through it because good things are coming.
Yeah, good things are coming and it's going to be really good. Yeah. And for both of us. So, yeah, I'm excited for what the future has in store for us.
It was a very long day for me. Sorry. How was yours?
For
long?
2026. Yeah, so today was my granddaughter's 5th birthday. And
happy birthday to Aubrey. Happy birthday to Aubrey. Okay, I'm done. I just had to a little something.
Yeah, so we went to dinner and she had a fun little party with her brother and her sisters and she just had a good day and they sang to her at preschool. She came home with this cute little happy birthday crown on and she didn't take it off all day until it was time to take a bath tonight. So
that's adorable.
Yeah, she's 5 now.
That's a big girl.
Yeah, so that's what I did. And here we are together.
Here we are with bells on.
Literally, I have bells.
I was going to get a bell headband and, as always, I Just the stores, they just disappointed.
Same thing happened with Thanksgiving. The stores where you go just are crap.
They failed. But I got to take responsibility. I really should have ordered it when I said I was going to, and I didn't.
All right. And now it is time for Tarot Time with Thylene. Take
All
it
right,
away.
y'all.
Oh,
Yes, man.
while you're shuffling, you know what time it is. It is time for Cherry Lime LaCroix with the little butterfly. You know what? I'm really becoming accustomed to this flavor. It is super duper good. It's not too overpowering cherry or lime. I don't really like sodas of any kind, like the fuzzy water things that are super flavory.
I like flavor.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't that awesome how we're like
complete opposite.
Yeah, but we just
always
fit so well.
and everything.
Anywho, sparkling water, fuzzy water.
Fuzzy water. I don't know why I sing
sweetener,
everything, but I do.
0 sodium equals innocent. Okay, here goes.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
It says equals innocent.
0 calorie, 0 sweetener, 0 sodium equals innocent. Yeah, it says it right.
Who decided that? LaCroix.
Mr. LaCroix decided that?
I think him and I need to have a conversation.
Okay.
Because I need answers.
Well, I need him to call me, so that'll be good. Okay,
I'll make sure he does.
Are you ready?
I love how you had to put your arm around because the stocking is knocking your mic from your arm.
I know. My gosh. Okay, for those of you listening on Spotify, please go to YouTube. If not for the first couple of minutes.
For one time. It's great.
Okay.
Back to my time. Okay. You guys are not going to believe this. I cannot. So 2 cards fell out together. And when I say the end of the year with a bang, that's what I mean. We have the Ace of Cups. You guys, this is an awakening. This is the next chapter. This is you closing everything completely and a completely new beginning and love and emotions. And I'm not saying like it could be that you have a relationship with a partner, right? A romantic relationship. But this is also a new relationship with self. This is you having a spiritual connection with yourself. It's you trusting your intuition. And also, if you look at the card, son of a gun. If you're on YouTube, I would love to show you the card, but my background is blurred and it doesn't like it. Wait, maybe if I disappear.
Nope.
Okay, well, card...
Just gotta read it.
Yep, the card has a cup and there's a hand holding the cup. And it's coming out of this kind of foggy background, right? What this is spirit giving you an offer. It is an offering to you to start fresh this year. It is an offering to you to trust your intuition and co-create with spirit going into your new year. And on top of that, we have the 9 of Cups. Yo, the cups are emotions, you guys. The cups are your feelings, which are your indicators of, like, they lead you on what to do. Emotions come before thoughts, typically. I feel something, and if you're aware, you feel it, and then you think about it. That's why I call it an indicator. Now, the 9 of Cups is it's like success. It's achievements. It's like complete pleasure. And I feel like these two together are new offerings, new mindset, new way of life that you are stepping into in this new year. 2026 is going to be off the chains. Like, I get like short of breath when I think about it because I'm so excited. I'm excited for me, and I'm so excited for everyone who takes a leap of faith to follow your intuition going into this new year. The people that are brave enough to release, because that's not easy. Releasing people, places, things, it's very challenging. So if you've been able to overcome that, Spirit's saying you're ready. You're ready to step into this new year. And I'm not going to say, usually I say the things that come to my mind. That one I'm not going to. Grab this new year with,
by the horns.
there you go. I'm like, help. Just take everything as it is. Take a deep breath, let go. You have created so much for yourself in this last year through release, through healing. You took your power back this last year, and it will serve you well going into your next year. You just wait. 2026 is about to be a swish.
It's about to be lit.
It's about to be lit. I mean, I'm not even going to draw anymore. I was thinking about doing like a special card because it's a special episode, but Ace of Cups and Nine of Cups, spot on. Spot on. I can't even fulfilled is what's going to happen. That's all I got for you.
That music was a little preemptive. You were still speaking.
No, it's okay. I was saying fulfillment like that. That was it. So you're good.
Okay. That was...
I thought you were going to do awesome.
so good.
Awesome!
Yeah, that one.
There we go. Okay, so now it is time for the Soul Word segment. I think we decided I didn't have a sound.
Right? You didn't have a theme song, yeah.
No, I don't have a theme song because I was going to download the Golden Girls, but I haven't done it yet.
Golden Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anywho, the word that I have chosen for this episode, the soul word that I have chosen to share with you all, actually just came to me while Thylene was talking. And the word is actually trust. And part of the reason I chose it is what Thylene was talking about moving into the next year and just grabbing it by the horns. But you're kind of going into it not knowing what's going to happen. You're going into it.
I'm so inappropriate because I was raw on my mind. So maybe I just shouldn't speak the rest of the time.
Okay, but listen. All right. So I was talking about finding the clap on one episode.
That's true. That's true.
The meat, we always say the meat. So there's really no reason
that I can't say raw dog in it.
I mean, you can. And there was at one point when you wanted me to take a road trip. I don't even remember why now, but it was not appropriate.
I'm very inappropriate. I cannot help it sometimes. But I told everyone who's been listening to this whole season now knows that I do a pretty good job with my filter. Today isn't one of those days, apparently.
I feel like as long as we make sure to mark the explicit content button on the platforms, we're
okay.
Safe. We're safe.
Okay.
So, anywho, back to trust.
Trust. Okay.
So, and I know you all are here trusting that we're giving you sage, unprofessional information. And that's what you're getting. Okay.
You're welcome.
Normally I can do this with the spirit in which it's intended. But today I'm looking at myself back in the camera, and all I see is bows and Christmas lights and a cow head and big stockings. So it's really hard to be serious right now.
To take yourself seriously. Okay,
Anyhow,
trust.
backing the truck up just a little bit, okay? The word is trust. So, when I was going through the hardest points of my life, I didn't have any reassurance of what was going to happen. I didn't have any promise of safety. I didn't have any guarantee that what I was choosing was right. All I could do was trust that what I was doing was going to allow me to handle whatever was going to come next, because I kept going even though my future was blank. I couldn't see where life was taking me, and I didn't know who would stay and who would go, and I didn't know how what I was going through was going to get resolved, and all I could do was trust the process. Even though the process felt pretty damn shitty, and there was no light at the end of the tunnel that I could see, so all I could do was trust it. And I feel like going into the next year, we do have to trust that good things are going to come for us. And so we have to go into it with the right mindset and just have trust, have faith, have all the things that it's going to work out, have a positive mindset, and that will completely change how your year turns out regardless. If you have a positive mindset about it, even if things go sour, it's all in how you deal with it. I had an experience in the last few days trying to have a conversation with someone close to me who is just a very, very negative person. Even though good things are happening, all they can see is the problems that are coming with it. And it's so hard for me now to deal with people like that, because this person is definitely not trusting that the action steps that she's being asked to take are moving her in the direction that her life needs to be. And so she's not trusting. And when you don't trust, and when you choose not to trust, you just start yawning all the time.
I'm sorry. Man, it was such a day. Like, I'm here. I agree. I concur.
It's okay. But anyway, I think I pretty much made my point. But so just think of a time when you really had to just trust what was happening, that it was going to end, that it was going to be okay, and that you were going to come out on the other side without, more problems. So that's all I got today, because I'm just as tired as you are. But here we are. You know what? We're trusting that we are here at the right time and in the right place. As tired as we are, we still showing up.
We do. We have to.
I love it. You guys are so great.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So anywho, you know what I find really funny is that a lot of times Christmas is happy and joyful and upbeat, and we're just here yawning and talking about how tired we are.
Oh my gosh.
On our Christmas episode.
Listen, Linda, there is so much good coming. And we're here to show you duality. More than anything, we're here to show you two things: duality and consistency. Because Boy, I mean,
But I mean,
we nailed it.
This is real life, though, because you know what? We're not coming in here scripted. We're not a scripted show. We just
No.
go along with what shows up, how we feel.
Yep.
We don't deck ourselves out to make
Would
sure
you say that we raw dog it?
that we rock dog it. What does that mean?
Raw dog.
Oh, raw dog.
Someone
We
stop
do
me
it
now.
however we have to do it. And we just get it done.
Yeah. I was put on this earth to learn patience and consistency. Patience is still one I'm working on every single day, but consistency is, I'm getting better at it. I mean, we've been doing this. We were just talking about this. We've been doing this for 3 months now.
3 months.
And here's the thing. When we get on, like when we're actually moving and grooving and talking about stuff, I'm passionate and I love it. But during the day, I get tired from all the other things that are required of me. And it's really hard but I do it. I show up. And it's been one of the most profound's not the word, but I don't know. Do you have a good word? You're good at words.
Fulfilling.
Yeah. Fulfilling, which came up in the cards.
Yeah.
By the way, fulfilling and just such an honor to talk with you, Em, and just be here throughout the season to talk about like the good, the bad, and the ugly, and talk about it real. Em's right. There is no filter. Like most of the time before we hit record, it is like, what are we feeling? What's going on? How was your day? Like you guys are getting it real. And I think that's what's special, at least for me, is that I get to bring every episode my real life to the table and be like, look, bitches, it's hard. I get it. I know I'm in the trenches with you, but here's some of the tools and the things that I've learned along the way. And I hope they help you. And then when people write in and when we get feedback, it's so fulfilling. It really is.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also crucial. Well, maybe crucial is not the word, but we don't record during the day because we do have day jobs and, we're parents and grandparents and all this other stuff. It is right now 9:18 p.m. where I am, and it's 8:18 p.m. where Tylene's is. All of our episodes are filmed at night because that's real life, because we have jobs and this is just how it is, So
it's so funny. When you said that, Zoe texted me, good night, love you. And here's the thing is like when we're recording, people don't know it, but because I share custody, right? So when Zoe's at her dad's house, she'll either text me or I'll text her good night. And it's usually when we're recording. And so I'm like muting it. And I still, even when we're recording, I'm doing the stuff and the things. I'm multitasking. I'm multifaceted in my abilities. And I just like because I'm talking to you guys, she's like, love you, Moss. And then she's like, hello. Like, how real can you get? I mean, this is just our real life. And I'm just so glad that we get to share it with people and just hope that makes a difference for people, raw and unfiltered, baby.
Well, and I think that is really, it's not coincidence that we just started talking about this right now on our Christmas episode, because, most of the time Christmases can feel to some people like just chaos and dysfunction and everything like that. And I think it's important that we are just real. Yeah. I show up in a handmade Christmas sweater and I am fucking burning up, man. It is so hot in here. But it's just, it is what it is. It's the holiday season, and holidays typically will bring joy for the most part. And this is what makes me happy, doing this.
Yeah.
You know, so just being real and being authentic and just saying, you know, I am burning up in this sweater.
But it looks great.
I know. So I just think it's a perfect episode to just be
what we are. Yeah. I can't agree more. And I mean, they've seen Zoe, if they've been watching, like in and out, because she'll pop up like on the weeks that I have my kids, I still record, I show up. And I think Em and I were just talking about, and it's so funny because oftentimes we kind of have like when we talk before the show, we have a idea of what we want to do. And then the emotion of the episode actually happens in real time. And sometimes we just go left field, but it always works. Like everything is always so perfect at the end. I don't think she watches the episodes back. I do. And I think that when I'm watching it back, I actually listen to it from the perspective of if I were not doing the show. I do it to, I think, to see if I get value out of it. Like if I could have, as if I was listening from the listener's perspective. And every time I'm like, oh, that was good. You know, like Em said that was good. Or like, I'll say like a line that's channeled or something. And I'll be like, I really think that resonates. So
yeah. And I don't listen to it because I have to listen to it to cut out the parts when Zoe comes in the room, or when Thylene finds a spider
70 times already
on her wall. And I mean, all these things that I'm alluding to, you will probably see them because we have a surprise for you at the end of the season. But
absolutely.
I see all these things on repeat over and over again. And so I don't watch it because I've heard it and I've seen it and I've watched it and
you want to throw up about it. I get it. It's cool. I'm sure if I was editing it, I would feel the same way. I'm grateful that I don't. Because I obviously edit my daily dose of divination or dose of divination, which I'm still working on getting back to. I still have to get a new phone. Anyway, when I was editing those, I did not rewatch those I think for the same reason. Once you edit it and you like memorize your own shit, you're like, okay, I'm super good at this point.
Well, yeah, even today I was editing one of our future episodes and I was calling it multitasking. I was listening to it, listening for parts I needed to cut out and doing my other stuff. And I was like, oh, this is the part where I say this. Oh, this is the part where Tylene's going to say this, you know? And I
like, you know what's coming.
I knew when it was going to happen. So yeah, I don't need to watch it again. I wait for you to be like, you forgot this part.
We do cue. I think we do pretty good cues. It definitely helps when editing.
Yeah, I think so too. But
for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have so much planned for the coming year, so you all need to stay completely ready. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell so that you know when we are coming out with new episodes. We've got the funny, the raw, the emotional. And in this next year, we have a ton of guests lined up. Like when I say a ton, probably a whole season full of guests that have amazing information that they can teach you, tools that they can give, and just like different perspectives on life and things that are happening and insight on things that are coming in 2026. So just keep your eyes peeled for that because it's going to be really special. And Em and I are headed to Orlando in a few weeks. And I am getting soul chills right now. I'm so stoked for this trip because not only is it going to be fun and we're going to get tattoos and we're like unfiltered and have no adult present. And so we're going to be a little crazy, which I think we're going to do a lot of recording of the experience, right? We're just our daily stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna like vlog it.
Vlog.
So okay. we're gonna be vloggers too, podcasters and vloggers.
Dang, we're just rounding it out for the new year. I'm here for it. Starting new stuff.
Yeah.
But also, we're going to learn a lot while we're there. We're going to network and we're going to learn so much. And I'm so excited to bring back new knowledge to the podcast so that we can make it even stronger, like even more stacked and organized and whatever it takes so that you're getting value. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want from this. We want you to be able to come here and save an episode and be able to come back to it when a situation arises and be like, oh, they said something on this one. I want to re-listen to it. And to take golden nuggets from our experiences, our channeled messages, our writing tools, anything that we can give you to give you the leg up in life is what we want to do. So I'm so excited for things to come. We do have a few things we want to touch on our Christmas episode. Again, squirrel. That's just the nature of the beast here with Emmy and Ty. But do you have anything to say about any of that, Em?
No, I'm just really excited for the learning, and because we literally started this with no knowledge, just an idea, and oh, I bought a microphone. Oh, look what I bought. Okay, let's hook it up. Okay, let's use this program. Nope, that one doesn't work. And it's just
and I'm in a hotel half the time. Like
yeah, we're just literally winging it, and so I'm just excited to learn the tricks of the trade so we can make it even better and bring everybody more of what they want to hear. Yeah. Because ultimately that's what we're here for. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you have suggestions, you can go to our website,
IamHerThePodcast.com, and scroll down and submit your ideas. Or if you'd like to be a guest, you can go to the same place, IamHerThePodcast.com, scroll down to be a guest.
Yay. And we would love to have you. And you don't have to have like a specific set of skills. This isn't Liam Neeson style. Like, you don't have to be able to kill people with your pinky to get on here. Like, we want to just hear your perspective sometimes, or your stories, because through storytelling of our personal experiences is how we all learn. There isn't a playbook, but if enough people speak up about what they're going through, we can kind of create an audio version of that where you kind of have a guidebook. Like, when things do come up, you can come back to it. When grief happens for you and you're like, oh, what was that episode where they broke this down? Or like, the word of the day was so-and-so, whatever. Like, that's huge to me. Like, for me, that's huge. So we're just going to continue trucking along and doing what we do, and great things to come, and just excited to see the growth over the next year. Who knows what 2026 has in store for us, but Ace of Cups and Nine of Cups say that we're doing just fine.
We are on the right path. We grabbed the right horns. The right set of horns? Is that better?
My brain wasn't there, so my visual was completely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if I said now grab by the balls? It wouldn't land the same?
No.
Okay. Okay. Carry on to the actual, no, can't say meat. We've already decided that heart is boring. The actual reason.
I call you all here today.
What are we talking about?
So I want to start with the idea of coming home to self for the holidays. All I can do is speak, obviously, from my personal experience. And I had a divorce like 3 years ago. I have been in my own home, and there's been a lot of moving, not a lot of stability, and it was a lot of like time to heal and time to grow and learn. And now I feel like I'm at this point 3 years later where I can take a deep breath and actually not feel like I'm coming from a place of fight or flight, but come from a place of calm and strength. And so I want to talk about, if it's okay with you, just go off on my own path here. I want to talk about traditions, right? I had a lot of traditions with my family pre-divorce. I had a lot of traditions within my marriage. And then after divorce, the only thing that we could focus on was survival. And now that I'm in a better place, I'm moving into a house. I think one of the most exciting things for me is to have this beautiful balance between trusting the universe and taking like leaps with faith, but also grounding, planting roots, and creating new tradition. And so what that looks like for me, and I'm honestly not even, like, real talk, I'm not even implementing this year. It will be next year when I actually fully implement this. Because you've seen the episodes with the boxes in the background. I've lived with boxes, living out of boxes for the last 2 months. That's not changing before Christmas. I will say, I moved all the boxes, organized them into closets, into my room, and then into Zoe's room. She's been sleeping with me. It's a whole other conversation of getting punched in the face all night. And I created, I'll give you a picture that maybe you can post up or something when you edit the episode. The best that I could do for Christmas this year. And sometimes that's all you can do, and that's okay. So I want to point that out. But I'm also so excited for December of next year. I have created somewhat of a calendar. You know, like the Advent calendars that have like the 24 days and you punch the little thing.
Yeah, my granddaughter got her first one and it has little animals in it.
That's cute. I got Zoe one and it has demon hunters in it. So not the same thing, but but what I'm creating or have created is like an Advent calendar of new traditions. And we can try them out next year and keep what we want, take out what we don't like. But it's like the first day of Christmas, the first day of December, first day of December, I am going to give them little gift baskets of like hot chocolate, a new mug, like pajamas, a Christmas book, right? And have movie night. And then I don't know if I'm going to do every day because that's kind of intense. I do have something slotted for every day. I just don't think it's going to work out like that. But then it's like down to baking night, right? Where like each night, because there's 3 of us, we'll do 3 baking nights throughout like the 1st through the 24th. And each person gets to pick the recipe for that night, whether it be like Christmas brownies or whatever. Yeah. And then of course there's like the normal stuff, which is go find the Christmas tree together and decorate the Christmas tree. There is one new tradition that I'm implementing that I've never tried before, where there's like those little clear ornaments that open up. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the craft ones where you can put like sparkles or whatever in there. So what I want to do is get these blank pieces of paper that they can write a wish on, a thought, and then they put the date and the year on it. And then they roll it up and put it in the ornament and put it on the tree. And then every year we can have one night where each person gets to pick a random one before we do our new ones and read it. And then we get to laugh and talk about each one that they pull. Like, oh my gosh, that was from when you were like 8. I can't believe that you wished for that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, when my daughter's a teenager.
Cute idea. Yeah.
So stuff like that. I mean, and I have a whole list. So if you guys want my list that I created, either email us on our website or come to YouTube and drop it in the comments and I can send it to you, because there's a lot of really cute things. I spent a lot of time on it. And if you guys want to start creating new traditions, I'm really passionate about that. And then also,
where did you get your ideas from?
Well, a lot of them, I just sat down and like tried to decide like what I wanted. And then of course I popped some into chat and I was like, hey, what are your top 5? So it's a mixture of like chat ideas, which some of them are really dumb. And I was like, I am not doing that. Like, or my kids are too old for that. You know what I mean? Like some of them were just not doable. So I got a couple from there. Some of them are every year we go and we purchase an ornament, but the clear ornaments are what I'm starting next year. But the tradition that I've had since my son, who's 16, was very young, and our family was to buy an ornament, pick one out of any kind, and write the year on the bottom so that when you hang them up the next year, you can see the one you did last year. And whenever my mom passed away, those ornaments that she had picked out and the year was on it became that much, obviously, more special.
Yeah.
So it's just something that you get to keep that someone you love picked out. So stuff like that. I've got a lot of old traditions mixed with new traditions and things that I'm trying. And I'm just going to, over the years, I can update the list like every year and put out new stuff for people to try. And we can make it part of our Christmas episode.
That is so fun. Yeah, we had quite a few traditions when I was growing up. We would go to downtown Seattle shopping. We'd go to the Seattle Center every year, and Pike Place Market, Westlake Center, and we would save up, us kids would save up money. We would earn money specifically for Christmas shopping, and we would always eat at the same places when we would go. You know, it was always the same thing. And so then when I started having kids, I started taking my kids down there, and until we moved, of course. But, you know, there are some things, like even silly things, but they mean a lot. You know, I have this Santa Claus that I remember putting out as decor when I was a kid, and this thing has been through the ringer. I mean, this thing has been stuck in walls, you know, to cover up holes. You know, but since I moved, I took it with me. So for the past 8 years, I've put this god-awful beat to hell Santa Claus on the top of my tree. But it makes me laugh, and it makes my mom laugh too every time she sees a picture of it, just because it's been around forever. And so just little things like that are silly, but they mean a lot to me because it reminds me of happy times when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But now I think we do have breakfast on Christmas morning, and yeah, just little things like that. But now my kids are starting to do their own traditions with their family. I mean, this is not Christmas, but my oldest daughter does the turkey trot every year.
Oh,
it's
cute.
like the 3K or 5K or whatever it is. So she does that every year for Thanksgiving, you know, and they take their little girl, my little granddaughter Maggie, with them, and you know, they push her in a stroller and stuff. So they're creating their own traditions. You know, now that our kids are grown and kind of out of the house and doing their own things, you know, we get to just kind of enjoy watching them create new traditions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah. I definitely, I don't want time to speed up too fast, but I am excited to see how my kids do that, like how they create their own traditions and what that looks like. Like, that's definitely something that I'm excited for sure.
And one of my daughters, she will tell me, obviously she's grown, she has kids, but she's one of her highlights of Christmas, even now in her 20s, is getting an orange in her stocking, because growing up, we were poor, but my parents always made sure we had either mixed nuts or peanuts in the shell or whatever, and always an orange in the toe of the stocking. And so I always did that for my kids, and I still do that. And even my grown daughter will be like, do I get an orange this year? So little things like that, they still remember.
Yeah, it's so funny that you say that, because since I was young, I don't think I've ever not gotten some type of orange or fruit, in my, usually orange, in my stocking. And we weren't poor. Like, we growing up, like, my mom did. So it's so funny that you said, like, we were poor and had it, but I was not, but I still had that. Like, there was still oranges and like candy in my stocking. That's so interesting. You're muted.
I think I hit it too fast, but I think it's just simple things like that can make such a big difference. Just those little tiny things. When I did have our grandsons living here, I made sure to put stuff in our stockings, John and mine stockings too. And I would make sure to put an orange in them too. So they got oranges, we got oranges. So just to kind of make it the same all around, Yeah.
Traditions. If you guys have your own traditions, we would love to hear about them. If you want to come over to YouTube and post those, or send in an email to us, we are always open to hearing about new traditions. It is actually one of my favorite things. And I guess what I want to stress is the wrong word, but you know what I mean? About all of this, emphasize about all of this, is that it's okay when things change. That was a really hard thing for me. I'm actually if someone was talking about me, they would probably say I'm like a chameleon, right? Like, I can fit in anywhere. Change is not hard for me per se. I typically love change. I'm a Gemini. Like, I'm ready to go and try new things, and I get bored easy. But with tradition, I've had the same holiday traditions for each holiday since I was young. And that was a really big one for me, was like, okay, so I got married. That was fine, because I just brought him into our traditions. I was like, my family and I do X, Y, Z. If you don't want it, peace out. Either jump on the train or get off, because this is what my holidays look like. And his weren't big, super big holidays. Mine were. That was my family's thing. So it wasn't hard for him to say yes, because he wasn't like missing out on anything. But then after the divorce, my big holidays became his big holidays, and the kids. And so that was a little bit more challenging, was to hard stop everything and then take the time that was needed to heal and grow and become. And then now I get to create these amazing new traditions. And it looks different, obviously, because it's like, well, I get Christmas Eve and Dad gets Christmas Day. I mean, I never spend the whole holiday with my kids. And that's had to be something that I grieved, accepted, and let go, because it's not something I can change, and it's not fair for me to keep them the whole holiday. So I don't know if people are experiencing this. I know a lot of people, especially after COVID, have dealt with separation, with divorce. There's a lot of things that changed, that shifted after COVID. And I know that relationships were a big one. And so if you can relate to that, I feel you. I feel it to my core. I was anxiously attached to my children, and I had to work through that and release them to live their lives, which is, I mean, if you're a mom, you know how challenging that is to just say, okay, when you're with me, it's this way. And when you're not, I have no control. Whew, that's an episode. We can dive on that.
That definitely is another episode. And I was going to say, I wouldn't even call it really a tradition, but because I did that too. We alternated holidays and stuff. And so my situation was such where if my kids were with their dad, I had to be very strategic about what I bought for them because they weren't allowed to keep anything that I gave them, but I still wanted them to have gifts from me. So the things that I bought them were, I'm not going to say insignificant, but they were just things that I would not be that sad if they got thrown away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when they were with us, that's when we'd, really go all out and, get them what they asked for and things like that. And, so we had to kind of plan that way. Like I said, I wouldn't really call it a tradition because traditions to me have more of a positive connotation, and this wasn't a positive thing for me. So it was just more of an adjustment to the situation than it was a tradition. And so, but when I did have my kids, it came back to, what I talked about. We'd go to Seattle, we'd do all this stuff. We'd, have the oranges in the stockings and all the stuff that I always did. And so for me, that was hard because one year I would not get anything out. I wouldn't even decorate for Christmas. The next year we'd have all the kids. So then I'd really do it up. So they really felt like it was Christmas and everything was normal and everything was good, so we just kind of had to tailor life based on the situation. Yeah. And it wasn't always positive either. Yeah. But it was what it was, I should say. And we just kind of had to.
Well, and I think it's important to know that through the holiday seasons and through Christmas, that everyone does the best with what they have. And so this holiday season, give yourself grace. It doesn't always look perfect. And trust me, I wanted to be this Betty Crocker, always baking for Christmas, have everything set out for everyone, hostess with the mostest. I strive for that for so long that letting go of that one was, I call that my Martha, alter ego. I had to let her go because it didn't serve me. And in turn, it made me more stressed out. And then the family, the kids, everyone could feel it, even if I plastered a smile on. That's not fun. That's not, I don't think, at least for me, I didn't have the capacity for it. I essentially was faking or trying to create something that wasn't there. And when you try to align with something that doesn't work, it drains you. You are then giving from a place of scarcity. And that is the worst place to be because your oxygen mask is not on. And when your oxygen mask isn't on, that's when your body takes a hit. That's when you get sick. If you notice that you get sick more during the holiday season, that's your indication. Your body is telling you, bitch, you ain't got to be no Martha Stewart. Take that mask off. People love you no matter what. Create the traditions, create the experiences based on what you feel and what you can do within your capacity. So I'm going to ask you, where do you feel most at home right now? Because right now I'm talking about what I can do this season and what I'm really excited to try out next season when I have more of a home base, when I have a little more stability. Right now, we're living out of boxes. Mama ain't got shit to do for decoration. I didn't go to the storage and get it out, any of the stuff out. Now, I did buy a couple of things because then I realized, shit, I don't have any stockings. Like, oh yeah, Santa's still coming. No matter what, Santa's coming. And although he probably could just throw shit on the floor, yeah, like, we could make it work if we had to. So I did go get a couple of things to make it a little more homey and, because we are going to be in that space until just after Christmas. So my point is give with a full cup. Do not give if you don't have it, and give yourself grace when you don't. Or come on our episode and I'll just build out a foul-proof way of getting through your holiday. Well, I'll give you a made ready in the box. Here's your traditions that you can try so you don't have to think. Because it's okay. I've been in that situation. I've been in a situation when you haven't worked through the grief of letting go of your kids 50% of the time. When you don't even know how to put one foot in front of the other, how the hell are you supposed to plan a whole Christmas? Right? Yep. I've been there. So, with that being said, this year, my capacity is itty bitty. And that's why I'm saying next year, I'm going to try these things. This year, I don't got it like that. I'm very limited with what I can do. And I'm not even talking about financially. It has nothing to do with finances. It has to do with my mental capacity and what I am able to physically give in time to my kids and to the people around me. Can I go to that holiday dinner? Nope, I can't. Because I'm packing up the rest of my apartment. People will either understand or they won't. That's not your responsibility. You're not meant to appease or please or like make someone feel a certain way. If you don't got it, you don't got it. Sorry, guys, I don't.
I think it's important that we recognize a lot of times too, and I think these are things that we have to break out of. We tend to go into, I don't know if survival mode is really the term I'm looking for, but we pretend that we're not tired. We pretend that everything is magical and everything is beautiful and the holidays are just so wonderful and everybody should be happy and cheerful. Meanwhile, we're just trying to get through the day on as much caffeine as possible, but I think it is possible to still love it anyway, even as messy as Christmas can be, or any other holiday for that matter, any moments, and we don't have to pretend. If we're tired, we're tired. I mean, that's exactly why I said what I said at the beginning. I feel like this is a perfect segue into what we're talking about, because we're over here fucking yawning our asses off because we're tired. We're not going to pretend that we're not. But we still laugh. We still have the small joys that come with it. That's where the real magic is, I feel, not for Christmas or any season, being real and being authentic and just living in the moment, whether you're tired or not. Just don't sit around and complain about it because nobody wants to fucking hear it.
Yeah, exactly. And don't be that person that's like misery loves company. Don't be the crab that pulls the crab that's on their way out back into your space of misery, because they don't deserve it and neither do you. You're doing yourself a disservice. But I do want to ask people to think about what they've overcome. And we do talk about this quite a bit. It's like, what are you proud that you've survived, right? If you have to, sit down and write the things that you've overcome this season, this year. Instead of making a list of all the things you don't have that you want, that you may or may not get, write a list of the things that you've overcome. Write a list of the things that tried to take you out, and you're still standing. I promise you, when you look at that list, and I say this from personal experience, when you look at that list, you will likely cry, because being able to actually physically see all of those things, it changes you. When you put everything that happened in this really wide space and you put it on a piece of paper this big, and you look at all of those things and you realize there's 10, 15, 20 things on that list. And I'm talking, I got up for work every day. I got a promotion. I got a new car. I am in the best mental shape after all of these things that I've ever been in. It can be anything that you've overcome, anything that you've accomplished. That list will prepare you for the next year in ways that you just didn't know that you needed. Being able to see that list emotionally changes you, and it helps with giving yourself grace, because you can see all those things and you're like, wow, I did all that in 1 year. I promise you, just do it. I've done a lot of workshops. I've done a lot of classes, and even like what you would call the hoorah of like, write a letter to your inner child and burn it, or, like I've done a lot of exercises. And out of all of the exercises that I have done over the last probably 3 years, writing down everything that I've accomplished in the last year has been the most impactful for me. And so I urge you to try it.
Yeah, I think for me, the most impactful thing was, I think the list for me personally was the second most impactful thing. But the reason I say that is because I had never really done it before. But what I did before that was I wrote a letter to my old self as part of the cocoon butterfly method. And then I read
Well,
it
now
out.
I feel like an asshole because I'm like, write a letter to your inner child. Yo, book the. And I'm not saying it wasn't impactful. It's just it didn't land, and it could be timing. But like, that's really fucking cool that you were able to write a letter to your old self and be like, hey, I see you and I like acknowledge you.
Yeah, and
right?
That's why I say that the letter of my accomplishments was the second, because I had never done either of those things. But now that I have written that letter to myself, I don't feel like I will need to do it again. At least not for a long time. So now, going forward, I can do the list every year, and that can turn into the most impactful thing because I don't need to repeat that. I've already written that letter. I've already said what I needed to say. So now
but
I can
also
just focus on that.
Something to think about with what you're saying is time is alignment. And if you should hit a challenge that requires that type of attention, you now know how to do it and to recognize it when it comes up. So should the need to write a letter to your old self come up sooner than you think, you know how to do it and you know when to do it. You know which, you can identify the emotions that come up within you that strike a chord and say, oh, I need to write another letter. Once you start doing these exercises, they become tools in your tool belt that you can carry around for later use. And you never know what's going to happen. You just don't. We cannot, there's psychic people, but for the most part, we cannot predict our futures. And things come out of left field all the time, good and bad. And when those things come up, having the tools is the most important part.
Well,
and I say, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I think that's why I write as much as I do, because I write from personal experience, even my short novels, even if someone reads them and they'll be like, well, this has nothing to do with anything. But my stories, when I write, they all have bits and pieces of some part of me in it. And so I think that's why I connect with writing so much, because it's like I'm always releasing something. Yeah. It's just a constant release of something. So I don't have to let it get to the point to where I need to be as bold as to write that letter again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as long as I keep doing that, I feel like that will always be, like you were saying, that's going to be always on my tool belt, you know? Yeah. So then I can focus on looking back at what I've accomplished, instead of thinking about what I will say to my younger self, because that's what I'm constantly doing, is addressing things I've been through or things that I want to do. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but
no, that's
yeah. That's why I connect. That's why I connect with writing so much, so I don't have to go back to that place, but I'm constantly doing it.
Yep. And once you do, like once you find your thing where you do an exercise, even for me, the ones that I've done, that like writing a letter to my younger self, I poo-poo it now, but I did it, and maybe it was the wrong timing for me to hit or land how it was supposed to. That doesn't mean that something won't come up that I'm like, okay, time to write a letter to that little witch. Like, well, we got to have a chat.
Well, you know, and when I talk to people about writing their stories, because one of my main focuses with my self-publishing concierge business is to encourage people to share their story, because everybody has a story to share and everybody's story matters. And a lot of them, they take so long, and finally, you know, 1-2 years after I talk to them, they're like, you know what, I think I'm finally ready. So I think it's kind of the same premise, you know, it's just the timing wasn't right. But, you know, I just think it's also important, kind of as we wrap this up, unless you have other things that you want to talk about, but just don't force yourself to be in a position that you're not comfortable being in.
Yeah.
Just have the tools ready in your tool belt, like Thylene was talking about, and just pull them out as you need them. If you're going through hard times this Christmas, don't fake it. I don't believe in the fake it till you make it bullshit, because I feel like
I do not subscribe.
No, it just takes away your autonomy, and it takes away your ability to feel what you're allowed to feel.
I do, however, like be it till you see it. That one I'm here for.
Yep. That
is because you shift the energy around it.
Yeah. Well, you can speak it into existence.
Be it until you see it, for sure.
But yeah, I just think but just find little moments to be joyful and happy about, because if you look, there is always something.
Always. Even in the challenge. Yep. Yeah. So just something to think about is just a couple of phrases that I've got here that I want to go over, and then we are like time, because I shifted in the beginning a lot. I just want to leave you with a couple of things that you can ask yourself or like think through. Pretending keeps us safe, but it also keeps us small, right? So as you sit down and figure out what you're going to do for your holiday season, ask yourself, what am I pretending? Like, what about my activities this season is something that I actually align with, or something that I'm pretending to do? And then what lesson keeps repeating until I listen? Is the lesson that every year you get sick and end up in the hospital? Or you get sick and you're down for the count for a week after everything's said and done? What lesson do you need to learn and listen and actually implement change because it's affecting you in a way that you're taking your oxygen mask off in such a big way that you're suffering physically, emotionally, mentally, any of that. Cut it out. And that's not a cut for the edit. That's a cut for...
That's legit, unfiltered advice. Cut it out.
Yeah. And then what do I need more of? And what do I need less of? Think about the things that bring you joy. Do more of that. The things that bring you stress and feel like Martha Stewart-like, do less of. It sounds very simple, but it can be challenging because it involves other people. And I get that. But if you slowly start recognizing and becoming aware of these things, you will be able to slowly or all at once. I'm an all at once type person. I'm a strip down, naked, jump in the lake kind of girl. I don't put my toe in the water. What are you? You're a toe in the water, huh?
I think it depends on the situation.
If I'm already naked, you'll do it. But if not, then you're toe in the water.
Oh, no. I'm the first one to go. I'm usually the first one in the water. But I think that's not how I used to be, though. You know, I used to be
I've always been this way.
That would be, you know, okay, I'll wait for you to do it and then I'll try it. But now I just don't fucking care. And now I'm just going to do it.
I love that. You know? I love that. What I'm trying to say, though, is that you decide whether you rip the Band-Aid off or if you do it in bits and pieces. Everyone's different. Every family's different. And doing the right thing all at once can create just as much stress and you still end up in the hospital or sick for a week. You know what I mean? Like, balance is important. And so do what's within your capacity. Be aware of your body, your thoughts, and your emotions, and follow that. Because if you do what I say, what worked for me was doing everything, cutting it all off at once. That worked for me because I was able to cocoon and really learn without outside, because I'm very influenced by the people around me. I am very much a chameleon. And so the people around me and their energy, I can get sucked into that and then start believing it. And so I needed to close everything off and figure out my identity so I could stand in that, because that's what I lost in my marriage and in my lifetime. Not even just in my marriage, just in my lifetime. My identity was chipped away over time to when I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know my favorite color. And now I cut everything off, cocooned, and I'm able to emerge as this person and then relearn, which is challenging too, how to be in society as this new version of myself. And that's what I'm going through now. So again, listen to your emotions, go inward, and trust that you're doing what's right for you. It doesn't have to look at like how Em does it. It doesn't have to look like how I do it. But hopefully what we're doing is rising something in you to become aware enough to make decisions based on your feelings and your situation.
I think, you know, and for me personally, going into the next year, there are some things that I have to just rip the Band-Aid off. Otherwise, I will find excuses and reasons why I have to wait, you know, and so it depends on the circumstance or the situation, because for me, I have to rip the Band-Aid off on certain things. But then other things, you know, I do have to take the time with it because I have to feel comfortable once I'm ready to just go all in, you know, and you know yourself better than anyone. So that's like Eileen said, don't do it like we do it. Do it what works for you.
Yep. We are soft suggestions.
Yeah.
A little love nudge in the right direction.
Yes.
You're not alone. And I just invite you to carry yourself gently into the new year and give yourself grace, because you're the only you that will ever be, and you're fucking special. And you should know that. And if you don't believe it, start believing it now. Look at me in my eyes. You're fucking special. and you matter. Your emotions and your feelings matter. Don't discount them for other people ever. Keep your oxygen mask on. Carry yourself into the holidays and the new year. Live love, give yourself grace, and be gentle. Be gentle to yourself. You're learning, you're growing, you're doing the damn thing. And we're proud of you.
Yes, we are so fucking proud of you. And you don't need our permission, but if you need it, here it is.
Here it is. We should get a little permission button.
Kind of like, that was easy. We need a, you have our permission.
Yeah.
Permission granted.
Permission granted. I think that's all I got. Adam?
All right. That was pretty dang awesome.
I thought you were going to do the awesome button.
For just winging it. You know, when we first started this podcast, Thylene and I had a conversation about, you know, should we plan out episodes? Because we literally had like a fucking long ass list. And I was like, I kind of thought about it like leftovers. My husband and I used to meal plan. Well, we tried it several times. But then it didn't work because we'd always have leftovers that would not fit in with what we had planned to make that night. So then we'd eat the leftovers and that would throw the whole fucking calendar off, you know, so it would last like a week. And I'm like, you know, no, even if we plan it, it's going to change anyway. Something is going to get thrown in there. Something's going to happen that we want to talk about. So yeah, I kind of like this format better anyway. So
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
So yeah. So, what is your vibe check for today?
I don't know. Fucking Merry Christmas. I said so much shit today. If someone doesn't get a golden nugget from this, I quit.
Yeah, I think that, okay, number one, this sweater, I need to turn the heat down before I put this on next time because my pits are sweating like nobody's business.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I just had to share that. But that's not the biggest takeaway. I think the biggest takeaway for me is that it's just so important to do what feels best for you, especially going into the holiday season. If you need to pull away, pull away. If you need to go all in full frontal, if that's the term that they use, go full frontal. But do whatever works for you, especially end of the year going into the next year. Just set yourself up for success moving into the next year. So that is mine. Nope. Wrong. Ding, ding, ding. You know why I keep doing that? Because one of them
next
says
season
din.
We need better noises.
One of them says din din and one of them says din. And din is a bird and din din is ding ding ding. That's why I do it.
So special.
Maybe Santa Claus will give us a new soundboard.
Maybe.
Okay. Thank you for sticking with us, everybody. And we hope you have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Or whatever you celebrate. Maybe it's Kwanzaa.
Or whatever you celebrate.
You know, whatever. I don't know. There's a whole list of these.
Mazel tov?
Mazel tov, Gesundheit.
No. I'm trying to say Merry Christmas to Jewish people, and you just said, bless you.
Bless you.
Which I guess works.
It's nice, too. You know?
Everybody, I hope that you have an amazing holiday. Em and I love you more than words can say. No matter what you celebrate, I hope that you get to spend time with your loved ones or not. Maybe you cocoon like me in the past and you self-reflect. It's totally up to you. Listen to your body and your cues. And we just love you all so much.
Yes. And you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and you can listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. So until next time, take what resonates, leave the rest. And somewhere, a lion in a Hawaiian shirt is cheering you on. Bye, everybody.
Bye.